guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my weekly update. I have a lot to talk about, a lot to show you. So let's get started. Okay, I guess first Peony Pixie. If you followed my progress on Stitch Mania and Instagram, I have been working on her this week. And here is what, Jesus, wait a minute. I have eyeliner on my fingers, and if I get it on that project, you're gonna see the devil come out. This is what it looks like. Doesn't it look amazing? This fabric, oh my God, I can't even. Fiberlicious 28 count Lugana in effervescent. I bought another piece of this fabric a while ago, and I think I'm going to use it for Mirabilia's The Petal Fairy. But yeah, so this week I finished the bottom of her skirt, and then the past 2 days I did her legs. Now, I really hate stitching skin. I tried, believe it or not, to stitch the skin over one. Nope, whole lot of nope on that. That's not happening. No. I did like 2 blocks and I went, what the F am I doing? It gave me, no. The back stitching on these legs, the one leg, this one, as I'm trying to move my fingers over, the one on the right, it took me 4 tries to get the back stitching right. And then last night, believe it or not, after I did the other leg and the back stitching went pretty good, I actually tore out the back stitching on the other leg because it still was bugging me, and I redid it again. But now it looks awesome. So now I just have the top to do. The rest of her wings, her back, her arms, so more skin, her head, that's about it. I may have a finish here in the next, 2 weeks. These are addicting, these little pixies, because you can get them done, or at least I can, in like a month or a month and a half. So instead of starting Renaissance Mermaid, which is what I was going to do, I am really toying with the idea, and where is it, of starting this. Ava, love this one, because I've been dying to use this fabric from Stephanie, which is April Showers. I think the pink in this will just match with the pink in that. Now, yeah, I realize she's supposed to be flying at night. Yeah, I don't care about that. I think that will look awesome on that. Those colors will pop on that. And yeah, I've been dying to use this fabric. So I really think that's going to be my next one on the scroll rods to be working on a Mirabilia. Now, looking at this morning prompted me to look at my bead storage. This only has 3 beads. Just like with floss, I'm tired of constantly buying beads because every Mirabilia or Nora Corbett uses beads. Here is what my current bead storage looks like. This isn't storage. This is a mess. So I went on Amazon and I bought one of those Doris bead storage trays with the 82 compartments. It was $26.50. It's going to take me a while, obviously, to fill 82 slots, but that's a good start in that tray. Yeah, and I bought like little labels because I watched a video on YouTube about how you organize it, how you put your beads in there. And the way they do it, I won't be able to glance at the tray and see the number. So I bought these little removable labels from Avery, the company, and I'm going to hand write the bead number on the front of that and stick it on the front of the drawer. Excuse me. So when I get that in the mail and get it organized, I will show it in the video. But yeah, I was like, you know what? Why have I not bought that before? Because what I've been doing, and I know people are going to be cringing and dying when I say this, when I'm done like a Mirabilia, I'll just toss the beads. Yeah, that's wasteful. It's wasteful because Sometimes she uses the same beads in another project. Yeah, so I'm not doing it anymore. No. No, going to organize the beads. So I also put a couple stitches in my beach project. Here's what it will look like finished if you don't remember. Stony Creek magazine. Love this piece. Here's what I've gotten done. I actually finished the border. And then I started this. What I've been trying to do every day is put a couple stitches in these little projects. Just something. Now, on the weekends, usually at night, I will work on this downstairs in my room, like Friday, Saturday night, because my husband will stay up late on the weekends and I'm not coming upstairs at 11 o'clock at night and stitching. I'll stitch in my room. So, yeah. Now, I did get the needle minders from Julie. Julie, thank you so much. I don't know if they're going to work. I think they may be too big. And I'm going to show you. Where are the other buttons? Okay, I still have all the other buttons that I bought. Remember, the buttons that are actually used on the project. The buttons I bought from Just Another Button Company, 123 Stitch. These are the ones that Julie sent. They're lovely. But I think for the size of the piece, they're going to be too big to put 3 of these on there. I may not use anything. I may not put any birds on there. I'm going to stitch the whole thing and then reassess it. We'll see. We'll see if I use anything. And I kitted up 2 other projects that I want to start because it's part of my haul that I got this week. Oh my good God, everything is sticking together. What the hell? Ugh. Okay, yeah. All right, part of my haul this week was I got in my order from down Sunshine Lane of Little House Needleworks Fresh Brewed Coffee. And I also ordered all of the threads. It uses all classic colorworks. I'm going to be stitching this on Fiberlicious Cocoa Rose 28 count Lugana. It's like a purpley with some brown. I thought the colors would look really awesome on this. Needle minder from Delicious Threads. Love that coffee cup. But yeah, I'm going to try to put a few stitches in this week to get this started. So there's that. And then I also kitted and got ready the piece from the Just Cross Stitch, Jesus, hot mess today, people. The Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue, the one pattern that I liked in here, which is Glendon Place's, what's it called? A Haunting Household. It uses all DMC except for one overdyed thread for the moon. It actually uses a DMC color variations, but I have a crap ton of gassed Gentle Art sampler threads. So I'm going to use this daffodil for the moon. It looks like the same color to me. I'm going to be stitching this on Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie 28 count Lugana in Kaleidoscope. And here is, look, here's the colors. Would that look? Ah, it's falling. God, it's a hot mess. Okay. Kaleidoscope. Love this fabric. Here's the colors. Yeah, let me see if I can do this without spilling them all. Bright Halloween, beautiful colors. Of course, the red is 666. I'm sure she did that on purpose. I can never look at this color again without thinking of Bird Lady. We all know that story. Yeah, I think that's going to look awesome. Now, what was funny, when I went to pull the colors for this, the pattern says to use 970, which in the DMC world is the pumpkin color, the orange color. So I look in my big bin, because you guys know I have the entire set of DMC, and I'm like, why don't I have 970? Then I'm like, maybe it's in a different spot. Maybe it's placed wrong. No. I'm starting to get mad thinking, did I throw away the 970 by accident? Is it in another project? So I look all around, no. I decide to pull out my DMC color card with the actual samples of thread on it. Take a look, oh, I'm sorry, 971. Take a look, see where 971, look, wait a minute, where is it? It's right here. See where it says 740 and then in parentheses 971? That's the same color. I have 740, I'm using it for panty. I went, oh my God. So I have it. I don't know why they do that sometimes, but pay attention, people, for when you have stuff like that that happens. So I thought I would point that out. I thought that was really interesting. And then, you know, I've been organizing and cleaning out and moving stuff around, and I have some more of my fabric stash to show you guys that I don't think I showed you. I have so much fabric from Stephanie. I have almost her whole line of fabric, I think. No, I obviously don't. I don't have that much, but I have quite a bit. So I have like 4 or 5 more pieces that I came across to show you guys. But when I was cleaning out, organizing, I came across this project again. Remember when I was working on this? Now, I'll be honest. Most of the time, if I stop working on a project, it's a give up. I don't go back to it. That's just me. But this one, I have way too much done to call this a give up. Yeah, I had a good chunk of that done. This is on Picture This Plus Heroic Aida 14 count. Love this fabric. I think Heroic is my favorite fabric from them. And for all of you who love to stitch on Aida, this is the softest Aida I've ever come across from any hand-dyed fabric company. Why have I not been working on this? I know I got burnt out from doing it. But yeah, I put in a couple stitches yesterday, right here. I'm gonna do like a little section every single day. May take me a year to get this done, but eventually it will be done. Yeah, I'm like, why am I not working on that project? So that's all the stitching that I've done this week as I try to clean up my mess. Now, I did get in, I placed an order for needle minders from Sunspot Creations. I've heard quite a bit about her and I'd never ordered any from her, so I went on there. These are so cute. I don't know, sometimes we all feel like that, right? Yeah. And then the Alice one, are you kidding me? She's tattooed, got a Jack Daniels t-shirt on. Yeah. And then this was the free one. So thank you so much. Love those. I also got my Rainbow Gallery Petite Treasure Braid color card in from Nordic Needle. This thing is awesome, folks. Look at that. Ah! Yeah, look at all those. So will come in huge handy, huge, converting Kreinik to Petite Treasure Braid. And boy, that garnered some responses, let me tell you. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. You can go read the comments on my last video and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, Jill had sent me a link to Rainbow Gallery actually has a Kreinik to Treasure Braid conversion, and I printed it out. I will put the link down below in the description box. All of the Kreinik aren't on here, because like one for Peony wasn't on here, but that color card, I'm going to be able to convert whatever I want, right? Okay, I did receive a gift this week in the mail. I'm pulling my haul towards me. One of my Facebook friends, Bianca, her channel, I will link her below. She is Stitching My Love. She sent me a needle minder, or had someone send me a needle minder. Now, unfortunately, I already have this one, and I told her that, but I thanked her. Obviously, thank you anyone who sends me something in the mail. With her permission, I'm going to be doing a giveaway in September, and I'm going to tie this into the giveaway. So somebody will be receiving this needle minder. Okay, I did get a piece of fantasy dyed fabrics this week in the mail. I actually got a 28 count Lugana opalescent This is a beautiful piece of fabric, people. Look at that. Ah, isn't that gorgeous? And I don't know if you can see the sparkles? Yeah. Now, what I picked for the stitch on this, I think it's gonna look pretty good. Mirabilia's Royal Games 1. Now, obviously, I'm gonna probably stitch it this way because I'm gonna try to put it here. So where, you know what I mean, it's gonna be like the opposite colors. The blue's gonna be down on the pink and the pink's gonna be up on the blue. Yeah, I think that's gonna look pretty good. So, love that. I will link her down below too. Anything I talk about here, I'll link down below so you guys can go take a peek. We all know fantasy dyed fabrics. Are you kidding? Okay, my fabric stash from Stephanie. These are all 28 count Lugana. This is Sailor's Delight. This is pretty. I actually picked out this pattern to put on it. Buttercup. Yeah, Nora Corbett's Buttercup. Really love that one. It looks beautiful stitched in person. So I think that will look awesome. This is Raspberry Lemonade. If I could hold it up. Pretty. This is Ocean's Tide. I'm a sucker for those blues and teals. Blues, teals, purples, pinks. Yeah. This is Nimue. This is a really pretty one. Got fabric out the yin yang, people. Cotton Candy. Woo! Man, they're showing up good on the camera today. This is June Bug. This is a really pretty, they're all gorgeous. And the last one is Lady of the Lake. Are you kidding me right now? Stuff's falling off the table. Yeah. And I did get one more. I do have one more piece. Now, you know my favorite fabric from Stephanie is Melody. I have like 4 or 5 pieces of it because I want to stitch a bunch of projects on it. Here's another piece of it that I have. It is like a perfect neutral fabric, but if you want some color. As part of my haul that I got from Down Sunshine Lane this week, I ordered Glendon Place's Bad Girls. Loved that border. Hate stitching border, but oh my God, look at that. Look at all those colors. Won't that look awesome on this? On this Melody fabric? Yes. Are you kidding? Yeah. So yeah, I pulled that piece of fabric to put on that. Oh, and I just realized, didn't know that, this is stitched in all Weeks Dye Works, minus DMC Black. All of the colors are Weeks Dye Works. Cool. They have a DMC conversion now, but I'll probably get the Weeks Dye Works. Yeah. The last 2 things of haul that I got this week were the 2 Nora Corbett mermaids that just came out and their bead pack, which I'll be organizing those beads, of course. This is Cara Mia. Now, and this is the bead pack. A lot of beads for that one. And then this one's my favorite. Luce, L-U-C-E, Luce Mia. I love her hair and her face. Now, if you notice, these 2 are very similar color palettes to other mermaids she's released, specifically the one Solo Toile that I just stitched, and then the companion to Solo Toile, which I forget what that's called now. Tesoro Mia, I think. Even though I bought the bead packs, I think I'm going to convert the colors on these to different ones. I think she would look good stitched in like red with her blonde hair. Yeah, because I don't like to stitch like a similar color palette. Do you know what I mean? Am I saying that right? Like, I want to have different ones, different colors. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, the beads. I wanted to get the beads because I wanted to see what kind of beads. Well, and plus I can use them later. I'm going to be filling up that 82 compartment thing, you can best believe. Okay, books. That was all stitching wise, books. I finished with Malice. Hated the ending. And what's funny is I'm reading along and I'm like at 94% and I'm like, oh, cool. There's still like 6% left. No, there was a sample of another book behind it. So when I got to the end, the last page, I'm like, that was it? No, did not like the ending, but it kept me going up until that point. I started reading the new book by Ruth Ware called The Lying Game. And it's okay. I'm going to show you all my samples I have on my... It's okay. It hasn't quite grabbed me yet like A Dark, Dark Wood did and Woman in Cabin 10. I'm only a little bit way through it though. But I have been reading a book called Mini Habits for Weight Loss. I have not abandoned low carb, but I've gotten off of it. I don't even know how to explain it. I get tired of constantly trying to fix everything in my life all the time. Like, I really just try to think, what am I putting in my mouth? How much of it am I eating? And just trying to make the best choices that I can. But this mini habits thing, I'm only a little bit of the way through it. I'm going to try to go to the title page so I can flip it. There we go. The premise is creating tiny habits. Something that you can do pretty quickly. Because dieting, we know, doesn't work. Like, unless I'm willing to eat low carb for the rest of my life, trying to adhere to anything like that long term is really difficult. Any habit, we know this, trying to change anything in your life that you've been doing for years and years and years is very difficult. And I feel like I'm a work in progress. I'm a constant work in progress. Always trying to change everything, right? So I've still lost 10 pounds, which is good. I obviously would like to lose a lot more, but I think there's a huge mind-body connection with stuff like that. Like, if I'm okay with how I am, you have to be okay with yourself. And so I'm still trying to get there with that. The last thing that I want to talk about is a beauty product. In addition to Flosstube, I watch a couple of makeup YouTubers. One of them is Jeffree Star. I will link his channel below and also the link to his cosmetic store. He has a cosmetic line. He says the F word. He's pretty, he tells it like it is. He's very authentic. I love him. I love his channel. I think he's hilarious. And his makeup stuff is really, really good. I bought this velour lip scrub in watermelon gum. This was $12. There's a lot of product in here though. And it smells like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. Now, the best part, you can eat this. Yeah. Oh, I have lip gloss on. But yeah, you can, you just dip your finger in, rub it around. But yeah, you can eat it. And it tastes like candy. It's sugar. I mean, it's a sugar scrub. Oh my God, that's so good. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend like but you can eat it. So if you rub it on your lips, lick it off. $12. Highly recommend this. Okay, that's it for me. I've been busy with work this week, back to normal stuff. So I hope you guys have a good week. I will see you next time. I did mean to say, and I forgot to say this when I had my Flosstube anniversary, which was July 17th. I just want to thank every single person that has ever left me a comment, that has sent me a personal message. I cannot begin to express how much joy Flosstube has brought to my life. Before Flosstube, it was like, I have Jill and I was in Stitch Mania, maybe, but not very many people or seeing many different things in regards to cross stitch. The outpouring of support and messages and comments that I've received in the past year with everything going on, but also for my stitching, has been tremendously overwhelming, and I'm so grateful and blessed to have so many wonderful people in this stitching community. So I meant to say that a while ago. So thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. I'll see you next time.